Asking to waive the 10 days, and I explained that to my client, and he was in agreement to waive the 10 days notice.
All right, is that correct, Mr. Galena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery, showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
You are, Your Honor.
Mr. Galena, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged by indictment with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, 4 to 400 grams? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up and been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Galena, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand? Those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
Any objection?
None.
And state, you may be excused. Mr. Galena, I'm showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witness statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, and I did speak with the prosecutor. Mr. Garahan did allow us to go open with 1 term, the community service hours. He recommended 200. We were requesting less hours. We were going to request around 120 hours, but my client's 25-year-old. This incident happened because of a seizure. It wasn't that he was going down the street dealing drugs. It just was a medical issue that somebody called for emergency services. We're not denying that there are substances there. He'll tell you the substances were there. But we're asking based on his age, He did have some minor prior criminal history. They're recommending defer, but we're asking for 120 hours community service. And he does live here in Bexar County, but he may be moving. He may go to Floresville. He wants to report here for now, but he just wants the court to know if he does move, he may want probation transferred in the future.
All right. Are you employed?
No, ma'am. I put in my 2 weeks notice before I turned myself in.
And what were you doing?
I worked for Capital Title, Texas, examiner.
All right. So you're doing that and then have drugs at your house?
Well, this was from 2021.
He's changed.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. No, from that day, yeah, I quit everything.
Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have family support?
Yes, Your Honor.
His mother, and she has been calling me. I spoke with her several times.
Calling you a lot?
Yes. That's right.
All right. This is before you were arrested, when is the last time you used drugs?
I'd still smoked marijuana, but maybe 2 weeks before that, probably April 30th, whenever I moved everything up instead of a storage unit,
April 30th of what year?
2023.
All right. You're not allowed to smoke marijuana while you're on probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your medical issue?
I was
I believe that was a one-time occurrence. He does not expect future seizures to happen.
it was withdrawals when I had me
From drugs?
That's
Okay.
whenever I stopped doing all those drugs.
All right. 4 years deferred adjudication, $2,000 fine that'll be probated, restitution to SAPD, 160 hours community service restitution, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider with minors, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We're going to do the UA hotline, test for levels. We're going to do 90 sober meetings in 90 days. We'll do a TAP evaluation. That can be out of custody. If the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment, we're going to start with supportive outpatient treatment and see how that goes. I'm going to want field visits one time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, did you say 160 hours of community service?
Yes.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record in this court. To be successful on probation, communication is key. If you're having an issue in your life, contact probation. If probation, you feel like they're not addressing your issue, then what you do is you come to court. We're here Monday through Friday. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here on Alejandro Trevino? And on this case, the state was to speak with the complaining witness. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What is the status?
The state provided the plea offer this morning. We worked out the details. I would like to be reset for the plea deadline date so I can meet with my client in my office to be able to review all the details and for him to come back to the court with a final decision.
All right. Mr. Trevino, how old are you?
I'm 26.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this, I need a plea deadline date within 2 weeks, please. All right, we'll see you back on June 12th. Get a
Thank you.
reset form from Ms. Ferguson, and then you're excused. Who's here on Xavier Garcia? Xavier Garcia, come forward. And this is Criminal Trial Division. What's the status of this case?
Judge, so this defendant does have a deadly conduct firearm charge that is sealed. I just saw it this morning whenever I spoke with defense.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, Can I have a reset date for 30 days? And are you appointed counsel?
Yes,
All right, so you all need to confer off docket on that daily conduct matter.
I work, Judge.
All right, what date, Ms. Ferguson?
22nd.
All right, we're going to be back on June 22nd. We will see you then. After you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
Just so the court's aware, we have already started to make attempts to reach out to the complainant, so that's already in the process.
All right, thank you so much. Joshua Kaniagwa. Who's here for Joshua?
Tony Jimenez.
Oh, thank you. Tony, I promise you, I'm going to learn how to say your client's last name. I can't put those letters together. It's a lot of vowels.
I have problems myself sometimes.
Okay. All right, we're supposed to address, I can't read my own writing. What are we here for?
His violation report was for.
Yes, that's it. That's the writing. It says violation. Thank you. So we're supposed to address the violation report. So are parties ready to address this?
Well, Your Honor, we have made multiple attempts to contact the victim and we have not been successful. So
There are two people who are in the waiting room. Is there someone waiting for someone in the waiting room?
I don't think from our.
Defense or state?
Client's earnings.
Thank you. So it's with probation. All right, we're going to go on the record in 2023 CR 3067, State of Texas versus Joshua Panuaga. Can I have parties? I know. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Defense?
Tony Jimenez Road.
And say your complete name so I can get it correct.
Joshua Pañawa.
All right, say that, Mr. Jimenez.
Banyawa.
Pañawa.
Panawa.
Yawa.
Like bread and water in Spanish.
Panigua.
It's a I, it's a Y. Pañawa.
Okay, thank you. May I call you Joshua? But I promise I'm going to work on the last name. I always treat everybody with respect, but sometimes the last name, I can't roll the letters together. And okay, I'm working on it. So we're here on a violation report. And he has a burglary of a habitation. And then I have a violation of a bond protective order. And that came after the burglary of a habitation. And so the court was asking that the complainant appear so that I could make a ruling on this, and state is saying that they're unable to contact the complainant.
Yes, Your Honor, and I made attempts to contact her myself. Was unsuccessful in my attempts.
Mhm.
The last time we were here, he was explaining to you that he received a call from his 9-year-old son that he wanted to visit his father. He went ahead and made arrangements. The complainant mother got on the phone, told him to go ahead and come to the house to visit their 9-year-old son. He went over there, and when he got there, he actually called the police and said he was at the residence to visit his son, and the police made the scene and they arrested him for violating the protective order. That's why we're here today on the violation, and that's my understanding of the violation.
All right. Sir, based on the fact that the state has not been able to get in touch with the complainant based upon your representation of your counsel, what I'm going to do, if there's no objection from the state, I'm going to have to put you on full house arrest so you can understand that you're not allowed to have contact.
How am I get a hold of my children?
That's going to have to be through a third party.
That's fine.
So your grandmother
Yes, ma'am.
or your mom,
Mhm.
they can call over there to see how everything, but they can't call over there at your direction.
Yes, ma'am.
But they can call over there and see if the complainant is doesn't have an issue with the children coming to visit you wherever you are, but you're not allowed to go over there anymore. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. What about the custody order agreement? Am I still able to pick them up in school? and all
I'm
that?
going to address all that later.
Yes. You have to address the civil matter or the custody issue with your attorney, okay?
Understood. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, what day can this come back on? And Mr. Jimenez, I'll put in there waive fees
Thank
because he's not working.
So just procedurally, court is making that change. And will that mean that he would be released?
As soon as he has the GPS, yes. All right, we're going to come back on June 20th for discovery and for the state to make an offer.
And we have tendered an offer, Your Honor,
Okay.
but we need to discuss discovery.
Right.
That's correct.
All right. So I hope you understand you are not to have contact. If you do, things may turn out differently. All right. And what is that RIP? We're off the record. What is that RIP Roman?
My little brother, he died.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. Who's here on Stephen Harden?
0790.
All right. We're here because there are CPS records that are needed.
Oh, but there's not.
Yeah, well, Your Honor, we did attempt to order those and it was confirmed by one of our investigators that the FPS was not called to the scene, although there was a child in the home. So those records are non-existent.
Okay. No CPS records. All right. So there's no other outstanding discovery then?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
All right. State, have you tendered an offer?
I'm reviewing the case now to tender an offer to Mr. Maravich.
All right. All right. So state you're able to tender the offer today or no?
I should be able to tender an offer today.
All right. So the offer is going to be tendered today. We're going to recall this back in 2 weeks for a plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 2-week plea deadline date for Mr. Harden? All right. We'll come back on June 12th. And that will be your plea deadline date. Is your client anticipating being released from custody?
I don't think anybody's posting his bond, Judge, that I'm aware of.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Harden, can you give them a reset form just in case he's released? Daniel Ortiz.
If the dog any